Section 2 of the rally is already well in progress. Starting shortly after midnight, the section goes for more than 450 kilometers from Kalambaka and back, passing legendary Mount Olympus. After Special Stage 3, this is the second important challenge of the rally. Once again, the course is rough and tortuous, and both Mikola in his Ford Escort and Darniche in his Lancia are forced to bow out of the rally because of mechanical trouble. All three Datsun factory entries continue to be in the race. In fact, by Special Stage 25, Valdegaard's Mercedes breaks down with tire and electrical system trouble, causing him to fall significantly behind. At this point, Vatanen leads overall, but the competition is fierce, and there's absolutely no way to predict the winner. Gets on some flat terrain, but the turning and twisting continue unabated. At this point, almost half of the rally is over. Vatanen in car number 10, relying on the superior horsepower of his Ford Escort RS, continues to lead overall. Horsepower than Vatanen is hard on Vatanen's heels. And not far behind are Allen in car number 7, a Fiat 131AR, and Kallstrom in his Datsun 160J. Replaces one by himself and limps through the stage on one flat tire. Salonen, his Datsun 160J, still in tip-top condition, carries on smoothly, adds to his lead, streaks off toward the finish line. And back. The course is very narrow and twisted, and rain has made it extremely slippery. Mercedes has a very powerful driver lineup. Valdegaard, last year's world champion, Mikola and Cohen, each a two-time winner of this rally, and Carlson, three-time Swedish rally champion. However, Salonen is a very determined driver, confidently steering his Datsun 160J through the first of the rally's 41 special stages. Too is keeping up a fast pace, knowing that the rough going is perfectly suited to his Datsun 160J. By noon, the cars get into the fourth special stage. The road changes from rocky to clay, then bush track and light metal. Ford Escort of Idikala, an aggressive Finnish driver, highly favored to win, suffers a couple of tire punctures. By the seventh special stage, Roll, the German driver leading this year's World Rally Drivers' Championship, puts out a special effort, making the most of the 240 horsepower of his Fiat. But Salonen, though with only 195 horsepower, keeps up his lead. And by the time Division 1 winds up in Nelson late in the afternoon of the first day, he's leading overall, with Roll 51 seconds behind him. Meanwhile, the weather's clearing, and the race goes on. With fury very much in it. In fact, he's fifth overall by the end of Division 1. At 9 the next morning, the cars are off once more from Nelson, heading south on the rally's second division. In this division, there are 9 special special stages covering a distance of some 250 kilometers. It's going to go on all day and well into the night. The weather has changed. It's dry. The roads are dusty. Speed is going to count here more than it did in the first division. Along the way. Like the RAC rally, the New Zealand rally permits neither practice nor the use of pace notes. The routes are kept secret, and the road book, the detailed guide to the routes, is issued only a day before the start. What's more, the routes aren't all that clearly marked. A wrong turn, and you can be off the track, or worse, out of the race. What's more, to the unpredictable forest roads that make up the New Zealand rally. Special Stage 12 is a drive of some 60 kilometers. The road is very hard and rocky. There are plenty of curves, fords to cross, and sheer drops in places. Salonen, though under severe challenge from Royal and Aidikala, carries on in his fast and sure style. Royal, in his powerful Fiat 131 Abarth, stays in hot pursuit. And not far behind is Fury, continuing to climb up in overall standing. When not rallying, Fury runs a farm in Tulmalmo in Australia. Although he's been rallying for some 9 years now in Australia and holds an impressive record of victories, he's not as well known abroad as he is in his native country. He has won Australia's long-distance Southern Cross Rally twice, in 1978 and 1979. The third division is another long drive covering almost 700 kilometers and lasting some 20 hours. From Nelson, the cars are southbound for Greymouth, a port on the west coast of the island, traditionally famous for its rain. There are 12 special stages in the division. Special Stage 37, with the finish less than 20 kilometers away, Salonen is definitely on his way to victory. Aidikala is out. His Ford Escort landed in a gully, and he had to be rushed to the hospital in an ambulance with a back injury. Royal, however, is still very much in the race. And so is Mikkola. And Fury. Already, Voldegard in a Toyota Celica, Poulan, fourth last year. At this point, Mikkola, second in last year's WRC for drivers, and Michel Mouton, both in an Audi Quattro, are running in first and second. Everybody agrees the Audi Quattro is the car to beat. It's considered the first really competitive four-wheel drive car in the history of the World Rally Championship, having a tremendous advantage in traveling on rough and slippery roads. In addition, it's equipped with a turbocharger that can boost engine power to a maximum 300 PS. It's a formidable competitor. deterrent for George Moskous, the Greek champion in car number 16, a Datsun 160J GT. Afternoon, Nikoma continues to lead, but in hot pursuit are Vatanen, fighting to repeat his victory of last year. Bottega in a Fiat 131 Abarth. Salonen, twice eluded by victory, determined to make it this time. Moskous as decided as ever to defend his title as Greek champion. Franklin having recovered. And Mehta in a Datsun 160J, the car he's driven to victory in the Safari 3 times. But for Toivonen, the youngest winner ever of the RAC and a favorite of many in the Acropolis for the first time in 1976, winning a triple crown of overall, class, and team prizes that year. It was the first mark ever to win the team prize, the prestigious Manufacturers Award. Since then, it has won the award 2 more times. The other manufacturers have yet to win it. Peloponnesus, bringing to mind the famous Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta in the 4th century BC. Vast silvery olive trees, vineyards, pines from whose resin Greek wines get their zest, and crowd after crowd. At one point, a special stage has to be canceled because of thousands on the road, and to let an ambulance pass for an injured spectator who has fallen off a tree. In 1975, following a successful career in road racing. Thinking back, he says, as far as I can remember, fast driving has always fascinated me. Driving a fast car has always been something special to me. Moskous is married and has 2 sons. His family is very much behind him in his rally activities, following him in every rally. They're as excited as him about rallying. Confidence. That's probably the first thing you need. Never mind the pressure from the cars in front and the cars behind, or the fact that you're competing with the world's top rally drivers and car makes. Just keep going. Having driven all night, the drivers get on to the 3rd of the rally's special stages or tests. Here, Salonen takes the lead. Altogether, there are 17 such special stages, though the first has had to be canceled because of flooding from heavy rains. There's another stage before the contenders finally hit Tucuman, where they'll be winding up the first of the 4 legs the rally is divided into. Here's Franklin in his Talbot Sunbeam Lotus, a powerful car with a DOHC engine said to generate up to 250 PS. And here's Vatanen, a highly favored contender battling with Salonen for the lead and banking on the experienced performance of his Ford Escort RS 2000, a car that's been in rallies for several years. Like Salonen, Vatanen comes from Finland, posing the question yet again, how come Finland has so many top-class rally drivers? Though under pressure from Vatanen, Salonen, however, shows no sign of giving in. In fact, he places second in 1, and first in 2 of the 3 special stages run in the first leg. Placed Kirkland by the end of the 11th. Had another encounter with luck at the 12th special stage, riding over a bump roughly and hurting his neck further. Consequently, after the 3rd leg, he's forced to have his neck put in a surgical collar. But as we approach the end of the 1981 Côte d'Azur Rally, we discover that luck, the 3rd key to victory, is not on Salomon's side. The morning of April 18th, Saturday, sees the cars hit some dry ground off the main Mombasa road. At this point, Makinen is out. The singing clutch of his Peugeot couldn't last any longer. Starting promptly at 10:30 in the morning of April 19th, Easter Sunday, the final leg sees Mehta in the lead. But tucking hard at his tail is Altonen. And not far behind is Solomon, with Kirkland rapidly closing in on him. It looks like the rally has become a battle of the Datsuns. But the others are keeping up the fight, and who knows what may happen yet. The 2nd leg sees Salonen maintain his overall lead. Now there are only 19 cars left in the race. Kirkland seems to be recovering ground after falling to 24th at one point. Eklund is no doubt more determined than ever to keep things up for the Toyota team. The last leg is shorter than the others, but no easier. The 747 kilometers include one especially tricky section where more mud holes lurk to do as the definitive long-distance endurance event in the French-speaking bloc, while the Safari is its counterpart in the English-speaking bloc. That distinction aside, the fact is the 2 rallies are unquestionably the toughest in the World Rally Championship. Certainly nowhere is there such a high number of retirees as in the Ivory Coast Rally.